and welcome to Healing Space with Gently Healing. I am Jen Tilley, and I am super excited to be with you guys today. It has been quite a week. I tell you that this is something that I absolutely look forward to every single week, to be able to come and be with you guys. I want to start off by saying thank you so much to Robert Howley for putting that beautiful music together and meditation so that we can all come into this space together. Man, I am just filled. Oh gosh, hi Sammy, welcome. I'm so happy to see you here today. That is awesome. I hope you have had an awesome week. There has been a lot of things going on, not just like in life, but astrologically. So I'd love to hear how your week has been and how the animal medicine is coming to play for you. Man, I would say one of the medicines that came into my life again even just yesterday was the frog medicine and combo. I had an opportunity to do a combo session with a friend yesterday, and it was their first session. And for anyone that's new, I want to say welcome, or anyone that also doesn't know different medicines, but combo is a frog medicine that comes from the jungle, and it's a very cleansing medicine. And what's really, really cool about it, and really cool about the frog from the Amazon, is that they have evolutionized themselves to no longer have fear. And the reason why they don't have fear is because they're so poisonous that nothing wants to eat them or kill them. And so they've just bred themselves right out of fear. And I think it's so fascinating because, I worked with this medicine yesterday and was able to administer it for a friend and see the healing changes that brings. And it's very, very awesome to see that, and to see the glow that comes about somebody after the purge, if you will. It's a purgative medicine, so it's not meant to be fun. I don't make light of it. I like to bring the concept that there is so many different ways to actually let go. And I found with combo, it is a great medicine to teach that. I think that we weren't taught tools to let go. I think we were told to let go. It's like, oh, just let it go, Jennifer. I got a lot in my life. But what did it really mean? And I would go, okay, I'm letting it go. But my mind would still loop that, And so I traveled all around to figure out what that really meant and what that looked like, and tried many different kinds of medications, and also deep medications and meditations. And I found ones really on the natural front, from the animal medicine to different psychedelic medicines out there, like psilocybins, that I think are very, very powerful medicines that exist. And I love to be able to have a platform to be able to talk about it. I think more people are talking about it today, but we're still growing there, And so, it was awesome. I reflected back on my first experience with combo, which was very intense, and I very much embodied the frog, and my body had its own reaction to it, and my face blew up just like the frog, and it's I guess very special to me. And really, with the use of combo, you do it with the new moon. You want to do 3 cycles of the combo within the new moon cycle, from now until the full moon, and it's in its most powerful potency. And it was very interesting, because then later today, sitting outside with this same friend, came the rabbit. And again, speaking to animal medicine, the rabbit speaks of fear. It also speaks of fertility. So, finding the balance within that space, you could either, keep adding more to your fear, or you end up embracing it and facing it. And man, it has been a really, really cool journey to be able to not only learn different aspects of how to heal myself, but also how to help others heal, and things that are outside the box. I worked a lot into the medical field, and got a lot of experience to be able to see the wide variety. And it's been interesting because I've been thinking about it a lot. I've been working on marketing my business and really kind of establishing myself, if you will, into this area. And what's fascinating about it is, it's like I've studied everything from like the Feldenkrais method. And most people, when you're like, yes, I studied the Feldenkrais method, and they're like, what is that? And they think that I'm saying Feldenkrais, not Feldenkrais, which is spelled Feldenkrais. It's a name. It's Moshe Feldenkrais. He was a physicist, and he created this method to teach you how to heal yourself through a series of movements and sensing, and less is more. It's like the opposite of what you really are taught out there. Like, I was in the fitness industry, so it's like big movements and more, 5 more, you got this, push. And Moshe Feldenkrais, he was very much like, no, do even less than that. No, I mean like less, smaller movement, so small that I can't even see you moving. No, like literally just imagine doing it. And then you learn. It's like with the Feldenkrais method, it takes the brain, the neurological, and the skeletal structure. It takes away the soft tissue, and it works very, very differently. And it's a very, very rad method, and I highly recommend it. It's a great way to learn how to heal yourself, and it changed my life in so many ways. But when I go out, if people don't know what that is, then you're spending all your time just trying to educate them on that. And then, even right down to Reiki or energy work and even necessarily body work, it's almost like you have to dumb down your words so much to just be like massage. But, it's a lot of the work that I do it's different than massage, but it can be massage too. I have that training. And so it's just been very interesting on learning what it is to market myself and to put myself out there. It's like very little I haven't studied. There's always more to learn for sure. Like the more you learn, the less you know. That's what you find out. It's just when I put myself out into the field, it's a lot of people specialize in something, and that's what they'll say is like, well, what's your specialty? And it's like, overall, my specialty is healing and teaching you how to do that. And the more, and teaching myself how to do that. And I think that was probably one of the biggest lessons that I learned through the journey, because in my past, I was such a rampant caretaker that I just always put myself on the back burner. It was always take care of everyone else. And I had this concept in my mind, like, if I go and do all of this for other people, then that's going to spread. And other people then will be like, oh, that's what I should be doing. And then when it came down to me, then somebody would do that for me. There was always a motive behind it, and it was very much a self-esteem fundraiser. I really, as I dug on healing the aspect of caretaking, and I still watch myself with it because we operate off of habituation, And it's untraining and unlearning and relearning and neuralistic reprogramming or programming. I like to say programming because a lot of the programming, it's not a reprogram of it. It literally is programming this. And so it's just very fascinating. Like, how do you go out and reach people and share the message? And also, I kind of jumped over the fact that I was talking about, the healing process of the caretaker. I had to really take a look at that. And as I started to journal about it, dissect it in so many ways, I found that I was a rampant manipulator, that I was not loving myself. In fact, it was everyone else needed to tell me that I was great. So it would be like, oh man, it's so amazing how you're taking care of that person. And I'd be like, oh yeah, and you're so amazing. And I would just take their compliments, take, But I needed to keep that balance in order to keep that illusion alive, to keep that function alive. But it was killing me. It was killing me. And I didn't know it. And the masks that I would have to put on and wear. And it's funny, now we wear physical masks, but we also wear so many emotional masks. We show up for people based off of how we think they think we need to show up for them. Like, it's the, I think you, I'm getting it confused. You show up for somebody based off of how you think they want you to show up for them. And but it's not, like, for me, it was never asking them. It was based off of a series of assumptions of just how I viewed myself and how I viewed them viewing me. And it was just this constant chaos and control structures within my mind, never allowing me to let anyone actually in, let them be them, and then continuing on this vicious negative cycle. And so I speak a lot into the caretaking, and if you find yourself to be a caretaker out there, there's tools, there's other ways, and there's ways to show care for someone, or to take care of somebody as opposed to caretake somebody. But really, at the end of the day, what I found is that we are responsible to take care of ourselves. It's nobody else's job. And like, even if it was, they can't actually do that job. Like when I was amidst the deepest, darkest depression, like, no matter how much love was around me in my reality, until I found it for myself, until I stopped that negative line of thinking, until I took ownership for my own depression, no one could have done it. No one. That's what I found. And that's where, like, even the depression got even lower then, you know, where you're like, oh my gosh, I'm all alone. But the reality is you're not alone, but you are alone. There's aspects that only you can do. You think your thoughts. No one else thinks your thoughts. And no one else can take that shot for you. Only you can take that shot. And so it's just very fascinating to go out into the world and be able to help take care with people and show care to people. And sometimes showing care to people looks very different than what I would have ever thought taking care of somebody would have been. It might be very blunt and being like, and saying something that doesn't seem in alignment of, let's say, the positive way. But there is aspects that aren't positive when you're going through the shadow work, or if something hurts you, to sugarcoat anything, to just speak your truth. Speak your truth in all of its glory. The good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, the great, the grand, all of it. It's about speaking your truth so that you know your truth. That was the next lines of dissection, was like learning about the liar, you know? And it really, that aspect also came to me in the jungle, was that great poem, man. I traveled on, let me get this right. I traveled on an endless sea of thought to figure out who I am, but all that mattered is who I'm not. That is actually not exactly how that goes, but it gets the gist of it. And what that brought to me was like, who I'm not is what mattered. Why am I showing up for these people when my core root, I didn't want to be showing up. In fact, it was hurting me. Many of the caretaking aspects that I was doing was actually, like I said, it was hurting me. It was killing me. And I was just accepting it rather than just speaking my truth of it. And I had to learn how to stop doing that. And I still look at that and I still watch myself. And if I'm making any lines of assumptions or the lies that I'm telling within myself will trickle out into my outside reality, it is so funny. Like, sometimes when I'm listening to somebody, instead of asking them, like, can you clarify that for me? I'll catch myself placing in an assumption just to allow the conversation to go on and not interrupt it, or whatever the excuse. Insert excuse. And excuses justifies the problem and only compounds it. But I found myself, like, even today, like, I found this assumption in this conversation that I had and I had not clarified it. And those assumptions, they don't go away. They come back. And many times it's days later, weeks later, but it has a ripple effect. And this is why it's so important to speak your truth now. Not after the math, not after the effect, but now. And holding yourself accountable to that. And man, with this new moon coming in, it has been like a lot of reflection and a lot of things of setting my intentions of what I want to do for this month and carrying my own intentions from the full moon, where things I wanted to let go of being lazy. But it's setting my intentions is holding myself accountable and being willing and yeah, and on that journey, it's a very fascinating process. And Sammy, I thought about you this week too, because procrastination totally goes hand in hand with laziness. And it's not later, it's now. If we made every single decision like our life depends on it, because it does. If you place an assumption inside of there, oh man, it's gonna come back. It is. And I like the assumption. It makes an ass out of you and me. It really, it is. It's great. It's a great one. I want to say, take just a moment. I want to hear, Sammy, you said, had a lovely week camping with Gary. Oh, that's so awesome. Please give Gary my love. I love camping, man. Nature is so healing. And I love that you get out in nature. You often talk about getting out and being there, and I just think that is super rad, and I highly recommend it. Nature is so healing and grounding. Like, oftentimes we don't, like a lot of people aren't taught grounding tools. A great grounding tool is to go out into nature. Answers are all around us. And you had lots of owls around again. Oh man, that medicine is everywhere. I've too. We called in the owls last week, and that's just continuing on. So I hope you're doing the thing and paying attention and heeding the warnings that the owls are bringing and the wisdom. I know you're such a smart woman. I love you, Sammy. Just got back from getting some lottery and caught you live. Jackpot. That's awesome. Jackpot. Oh, there you go. Oh, Patty, I am so glad you're here. I was thinking about you today and just sending you so much love. And I think, oh gosh, we're actually really close. Like Sammy, she lives in England, so it's a long ways off until the day probably I'll get to wrap my physical arms around Sammy. But Patty, man, we're close, and I think it would be very fun to get to meet you someday. So rad. So we got, oh, hello, hola, welcome. Oh man, I've been getting so many people, new people coming in and watching this podcast. I want to say welcome. It's awesome that you're here, awesome that you're listening, and this is just a real safe space to learn different aspects of learning to heal ourselves. I say anyone on Facebook, if you take some time, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel so you can watch some more, and yeah, welcome Wilso. That is awesome. I'm so guilty of those things. Oh, Patty, we're entangled, and this is a journey. Like, we don't, like, I tell people, you don't come to me by accident. We don't meet by accident. That's just not how it works. And so the stuff we're talking about, I'm not surprised. So I'm so glad. Me too. My ex and I went camping all the time, even for 2 days. So healing. Yeah, I recommend getting out, by yourself. I don't know if you've tried camping by yourself before. I really like, to be honest, it's fun to like sleep in a tent. I like sleeping outside in it. I like all the aspects of camping, actually. The sleeping outside in my hammock I did for quite often for a summer up in Leavenworth, Washington, and that was so rad. That one I felt like I was away. It wasn't a tent hammock. Like, they have very fancy tent hammocks. Just one year, like, somebody bought me a hammock for my birthday, and I was like, man, this is a great gift. And oh my gosh, just sleeping outside. I mean, it could cover, but it wasn't like a zipper or anything. It would just like open, but it could cover that way. And I was so surprised on how malleable it was, and I never like fell out of the hammock. But there was just like it felt different than any other thing. Sleeping outside, I've slept outside on a cot that has the same feeling as the hammock. I mean, I guess in some way the hammock, it has also the connection to the trees. But man, it is a different thing to go camping by yourself, be out in nature by yourself, and then also to share it with others. So I know, like, sometimes when you go through a breakup, because I saw that you said with your ex that, you know, we stopped doing these things. Like, I had this boyfriend once that was an avid kayaker, and I got to go out on the river and also into like this swimming pool where I learned to like flip a kayak, you know, the basic training tools on river kayaking. And it wasn't just like lake kayaking. I mean, it was like river kayaking. And river kayaking so fascinating because like it's opposite to your intuition. Like when you're upside down, you need to flip yourself in a way where your head is the last thing that comes up out of the water. But when you're under the water, you want your head to be the first thing. So it was just really rad to learn that, you know? And it was like that breakup happened and it was something I had learned that I enjoyed. And I just never did it anymore. So I always say to everyone, and even to myself, like, get out there and continue to do that. Like, there was a reason it came to you in your life, you know? I love being in nature, barefoot on the ground. Oh, me too, Sammy. I walk barefoot everywhere. It was kind of, this was like a couple months ago. I mean, I'm a barefoot girl. Like, if I could go barefoot in every store, like if I never had to wear shoes, I don't think I would. I mean, yeah, no, like I've trained my feet to be on hotter concrete or hotter ground. It still could go a little bit farther, like that 120-degree ground we had. I couldn't walk on that. My feet would be just totally burned. But yeah, I love walking barefoot in nature. I've done so many barefoot hikes. You know, people all have their like professional hiking boots and we're hiking for 7 miles or so, and I'm just like totally barefoot. I love it. I love it. I just had like, which was really rare for me, I got like some kind of thorn in my foot. And I was like, man, I need to make sure I'm getting on more walks or longer walks. I got some drool there. Maybe I'm drooling at the idea of getting out barefoot and walking. I'm jealous. I love you. Oh, big hugs, Patty. Right back to you. Seriously, big hugs. Actually, big hugs to everyone that's here, man. It's so cool. No doubt we will meet. Awesome, Patty. That is just great. You reach out when you're ready and we'll make that happen because I just think that would be so cool. And how fun is that, you know, in this world where we're reaching all across the world and different platforms. I mean, you know, on my platform, I have people from all over the world. So cool. Hi, Robert, man. It's so cool that you're here. I don't know if you just popped in, but man, I just thank you for the music that you put together. It's kind of interesting. I'm wondering this. Facebook says that it's going to start doing something different as of October 1st, where we're not supposed to stream live, like music from YouTube, but I'm not sure if it's including our own music. So I'm still hoping that I get to like play that, but they're saying they'll do big bands. So I don't know, like with the expanded understanding how they play music, how that will go. But anyway, thank you, Robert, for that. I love it. And I believe probably everyone that hears this loves it too. I don't know how they couldn't. So cool. I love that you guys love each other like you do. No, I keep wanting to go by myself, hence procrastinating. Back to the procrastinating. I just need to do it. Would be an adventure. Never done the Big Bear Mountain. I think I need to camp at the beach first. I've done very little beach camping. I would love, yeah, beach camping sounds amazing. I love the beach so much. Man, I'm a water girl. I'm a Cancer. It's a water sign. But Big Bear would be really cool. And Big Bear is pretty close to where I am. There's a lot of really cool areas that I've found that you could just like kind of pull over and do some camping out there. I also like to do car camping where I'll just like pop down my back seats and like stick my feet right in the trunk and sleep that way. Especially like kind of when you're by yourself. I think it kind of adds like a level of security, if you will, as you learn to get more and more comfortable in like like, because it's a vulnerable thing to sleep outside by yourself, you know. Me too, girls. Bare feet, yeah, or flip flops. That's been my whole life. My mom would yell at me when dressing up to go out and have flip flops on. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, my mom was always the cover your feet, Jennifer, you know, like I always had to have socks on. I mean, I did live in Washington, so it was a bit chillier there, and I think it was her endearing thing she would say. But I always wanted to be a barefoot girl. I like literally had to train myself. I wasn't like that when I was a kid. I grew up with shoes on, really, and it was only like a few years ago that I had made the decision, probably like 5 years ago or so. I decided to go barefoot, like a lot. And the very first time I made that decision, I had had somebody go, like, say, let's go on a hike. And we ended up being in a situation where I had flip-flops on, but they were like cutting my feet. And it was like right after I'd made this like decision that I wanted to learn to be barefoot. And I was like, well, I guess it starts here. And next thing you know, the guy, this was the first time I'd ever met him. He ends up taking us off the beaten path. He like lost the trail that he wanted to take us on. And in Washington, where I was when we were hiking, there's so many blackberry bushes. So we went off trail. I'm now barefoot because my flip-flops, I just can't wear them. It's cut my feet up. I was like, well, here we go. I like literally like, my feet were bad off, man. My feet were bad off after that hike, but I was like, well, that was my start. And, you know, I can stop now or I can keep going, and I've just kept going ever since, and it just makes such an awesome difference. I'm right across from the beach. Oh, but no camping allowed. Yes, I drive around and take my dog out. Oh, cool. That's awesome. You're so close to the beach. You know, it's like being in the LA area, you know, it's still like an hour and a half or so away from Riverside to get to the beach. And so it's not just like a fast thing to go run over to the beach. You know, I think of California and beaches, and it's not quite where I'm at, but I do have some nature here, which is awesome. Oh yeah, blackberries are awesome and delicious for sure. Oh man, oh you guys, I love you, and thank you for being so active in the chat. It feels so good. Yeah, it feels really good, and it's really amazing, like, how many more people have been tuning in. Like, I think last week we had, like, 163 views or something that came on and checked the show out, and I think that's just really awesome. You know, I want to grow this platform, and I am growing it with you guys, and I couldn't do it without you, and I really mean it. When I come on, like, this is my most favorite part of the week. There's something about this space where, like, I've thought about it a lot. Like, I can feel and sense all of your energies, and like, I'm alone a lot. Like, I have Zach in my life and Lucinda and Joe and stuff, but like, I don't go out and socialize a whole lot. And so I think that's also some part that makes this so fun. And then it's just a really cool, safe spot that we've created together. And I just love you guys so much. Oh, Sammy, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yeah, man, it is just really cool to be here in this space and just talk about the things I love, like animal medicine. Like, it's like all around. Like, today, my animal medicine, like, I had little, like, concrete ants crawl on my right foot and, like, nibble on them. And I had just been talking about the day before how I'd been bit by the bullet ant, or stung by the bullet ant in the Amazon. And I've shared this on the platform before, but I also started this podcast talking about plant and animal medicine, and so I'll share it for the new viewers. So bullet ants are like among, I think it was rated like the second worst sting in the entire world. Like, bad. It is so unbelievably painful, and it's like it feels like you've been shot. I would say I've never been shot, so it wasn't my first thought when I got bit or stung by this ant. It felt like I had this giant shard of glass that I had stomped on with my foot, and I was barefoot, and it saw me coming, and it stung me right away. It's like, no, you're not going to kill me, and I didn't. And anyway, but it was like there was nothing I could pull out. It just felt like a giant piece of glass in my foot, like, huge piece of glass. And they picked me up, the curandero and some of the other men that were there, and they carried me over to the couch that was in this area, in this section. And they went and they grabbed mapacho. And what mapacho is tobacco. And they took it, and I would also like to speak to the fact that when you're stung by a bullet ant, you're talking about a week of not walking. Like, it stays for a very long time. It is very painful. And so this next part is why it's so mind-blowing, the power of tobacco and the medicine that actually exists within there. So the curandero just grabbed the tobacco and he just puffed on it, the smoke, and he blew it on my foot and whistled with intention, and literally I could feel the spirit of the energy of this medicine go in and kick the poison the fuck out. Like, it was like the very masculine presence, and it just kicked the toxins right out. It was incredible. And within 20 minutes, I was walking, and only for maybe the next 24 hours, if you pressed on that spot, you could feel the tenderness of it. But that was it. That was it. So after that, I was like, oh man, tobacco is a very, very powerful medicine. And so I speak to these plants and the energies that are there. They have energies. They have intentions. They have consciousness. Everything has consciousness, and they're very powerful. And so anyway, so yeah, tobacco, pretty amazing stuff, mapacho. So. Patty, you said, maybe if I get the nerve and rent a cabin, Big Bear stop by and pick up for a girls trip, LOL. Oh yeah, that would be fun, Patty. I would really like that. That would be really, really fun. I would like that. You might change your mind driving the mountain with me. I love to drive fast, but we'll drive slow. Well, I want you to be happy and do as you will, and if I'm going to be a passenger in somebody's car, I think that in many ways when you're doing this work, that you're divinely protected in a lot of ways. And so if you get in a vehicle that, like, you're divinely protected. And so, or if whatever happens, it was meant to be, or this was a vector and something to learn from that space. So, no, Patty. No, I think that would be fun. Jen, you can be my moral support and get me through it. No, there's some good therapy. I like it. We should talk about that, Patty. You should message me. Let's talk more about that. That's awesome. So, yeah, speaking of animal medicines, and then I also had today a donkey. We have wild donkeys around here, man. They're so awesome. And today I had a lone wild donkey walk by, and it was teaching me about stability, and balance. And that donkeys, I grew up with mules. My dad had mules, which is a crossbreed of the horse and the donkey. And they just have such an amazing spirit, and they are so sure-footed in the mountains. The difference between like a mule in the mountains, like, I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a mule in comparison to a horse in the mountains, but horses just trot. Like, if you're going down a hill, they just trot down that hill like a horse does. But if you're on a mule, the mule will be on the top of that mountain, and it will stretch its legs as far as it can go, and then it quickly walks its back legs up. And it's like, nope, I'm getting my foundation first, and then I'll catch my feet up. It's a very different mechanic than the horse. And so if you're going to be traveling in the mountains, I recommend more of the donkey or the mule than the horse. More the mule if you're really traveling, you have access. Hey, bear medicine. Yeah, bear medicine is super, super powerful. We could, Patty, if you want to bring in bear medicine, we could bring in bear medicine today. I don't think that's a bad idea. I love bears, and that's one of my totems, actually. So I'm not ever too far away from the bear. I love it. So yes, let's do that, you guys. Let's pull a reading and see like how we're doing this week and today. And I like the 3-card draw. And with the meditation, we'll also pull in the bear. I think that also Sammy the owl, that was still with us from last week. we brought in that medicine. So let's grab a card for, it already flipped. This is what is helping us. So we're going to do helping, where we're at now, and what is hindering us. So we got the mountain lion. That is awesome. Okay, so mountain lion, as we talk about the mountains and pulling in bear. So where are we now is the question. There it is. The moose. I love it. I love it. I feel like I often get moose medicine because we have a dog that lives here on the property, and his name is Moose. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, so what is hindering us this week, you guys? There. Oh my gosh. Oh, Patty. I guess we're using it. So intuitive you are. I love it. I'll put that up there. I love it. Okay. This is so fun sometimes. All the time. I love this. Okay, so the mountain lion. We're going to page 105. Oh, man. How cool is that? That's how it works. Really. So it's leadership, and the mountain lion is what's going to help us this week. And I could definitely use a lot of leadership at this point as I'm working on my willingness and breaking my lazy habits and procrastinations. It says, mountain lion, O kingly leader of sleek feline form, touch my heart with courage, then sound the alarm, that I may lead with foresight, assurance bright and true, to carry on the spirit of the strength I see in you. I love it. Mountain lion can be a very difficult power totem for you to have because it places you in a position to be a target for the problems of others. You could be blamed for things going wrong or for always taking charge when others cannot. You could become the perfect justification for the insecurities of others. Mountain lion medicine involves lessons on the use of power and leadership. It is the ability to lead without insisting that others follow. It is the understanding that all beings are potential leaders in their own ways. The use and abuse of power in a position of influence are part of this great cat's medicine. By observing the graceful pounce of mountain lion, you will learn how to balance power, intention, physical strength, and grace. This relates in human terms to the balance of the body, mind, and spirit. The giant feline never wastes anything. It only kills what it needs for survival. The female lion is the hunter who graces her table in a style akin to mother energy. If mountain lion has come to you in your dreams, it is a time to stand on your convictions and lead yourself where your heart takes you. If you have pulled the card of mountain lion, you may be asked to review the purpose behind your personal beliefs. You may need to discover whether or not your plans include a pride of cubs wanting to be like you or to share in your dreams. If you are already a leader, the question may be whether or not the time has come to push the cubs out of the cave. If you are aligned with the cat medicine, you are considered to be king of the mountain and never allowed to be human or vulnerable. The pitfalls are many, but the rewards are great. In assuming the place of power the mountain lion affords, you must constantly be aware of keeping peace. However, you can never make everyone happy unless you lie to yourself or others, which we talked about today. So the mountain lion is totally coming to help us with that same concept. Where are we lying to ourselves? What are these masks we're wearing and why? This is human nature. Therefore, the first responsibility of leadership is to tell the truth. Know it and live it, and your example will filter down to the tiniest cub in the pride. Responsibility is no more than the ability to respond to any situation. Panic is not part of this sacred medicine. That is awesome. I need the mountain lion to eat that rabbit, that fear that I saw today. So this is perfect, you guys. All right, now we're going to go to where we are right now. And that's the moose. Self-esteem. Oh, man. I love it. Moose, help me to honor the gifts I can give and recognize my worthiness long as I live. Moose is found in the north of the medicine wheel, as is buffalo. North represents the place of wisdom. Self-esteem is the medicine of moose because it represents the power of recognizing the wisdom has been used in a situation, and that recognition or a pat on the back is deserved. Moose is the largest member of the deer family and has great strength. And deer medicine is gentleness. The call of the male moose is an awesome thing to hear on a musky spring night. His pride in his maleness and his desire to share his seed with a moose cow are displays of his sense of self-esteem. The bellow of a male moose can be viewed as a positive force since it represents his willingness to tell the world about his feelings. This tell the world trait contains a joyfulness which only comes with a sense of accomplishment. There is no greater joy than a job well done. This trait is therefore not seeking of approval, but rather an enjoyment of sharing because of the spontaneous explosion of joy that comes from the deepest part of one's being. This wisdom woven throughout this scenario is that creation constantly brings forth new ideas and further creation. Moose is telling us that joy should be shouted with pride. The wisdom in doing the shouting is that the joy is catching. In a sense, the bellowing is a way of all of us to lighten up and give ourselves or each other a well done. Well done, guys. Moose medicine people have the ability to know when to use the gentleness of the deer, there it is, and when to activate the stampede of buffalo. They understand the balance between giving orders to get things done and having a willingness to do things themselves. Oh man, I need that. I love it. The wisdom of moose medicine is akin to the grandfather warrior who has long since put away his war paint and is now advising the young bucks to cool their blood. Moose medicine is often found in elders who have walked the good red road and have seen many things in their earth walk. Their joy lies in between the teachers of the children and in being the first ones to give encouragement. This is not to say that moose medicine people do not use their wisdom to warn as well as to give praise, because they do. Moose medicine people know what to say, when to say it, and to whom. The elders are honored in tribal law for the gifts of wisdom, for the teaching abilities, and for the calmness they impart in counsel. If you are wise beyond your years and have the gift of moose medicine, use this gift to encourage others to learn and grow. There are many facets of the wisdom of moose medicine. If you have chosen the moose card, you have reason to feel good about something you have accomplished on your journey. This may be a habit you have broken, a completion of something that you have fought hard to earn. It is time for feeling harmonious pride and of recognizing those who aided you in the process. One good exercise in moose medicine is to write down things that you can love about yourself and your progress in life. It's a great time to do it, especially with the new moon. It's great. Then apply these same things to friends, family, coworkers, and life. Don't forget to share the findings with others. They need the encouragement as much as you do. It is, you guys. We're raising the consciousness of the world. We are. We're learning these lessons, and when we get it, it sends it into the system because we're all entangled. And we raise that consciousness. It is awesome. We're going to go now to what is hindering us, Patty. I guess it would be the bear, but this is also my totem, and it was right side up. So, bear is introspection. Bear, invite me into the cave where silence surrounds the answers you gave. The strength of bear medicine is the power of introspection. It lies in the west on the great medicine wheel of life. Oh, that's why. Westing. That's where, yeah, the sun goes down in the west. That's death. Bear seeks honey or the sweetness of truth within the hollow of an old tree. In the winter, when the ice queen reigns and the face of death is upon the earth, Bear enters the womb cave to hibernate, to digest the year's experience. It is said that our goals reside in the west also. Our goals reside in the west also. To accomplish the goals and dreams that we carry, the art of introspection is necessary. To become like Bear and enter the safety of the womb cave, we must attune ourselves to the energies of the eternal mother and receive nourishment from the placenta of the great void. The great void is a place where all solutions and answers live in harmony with the questions that fill our realities. If we choose to believe that there are many questions to life, we must also believe that the answers to these questions reside within us. Each and every being has a capacity to quiet the mind, enter the silence, and know. I think this is kind of telling us that what would be hindering us is our loud minds and not silencing that. I just get that sensation when I read that line. Many tribes have called this space of inner knowing the dream lodge, where the death of the illusion of physical reality overlays the expansiveness of eternity. It is in the dream lodge that our ancestors sit in council and advise us regarding alternative pathways that lead to our goals. This is the power of Bear. The female receptive energy that for centuries has allowed visionaries, mystics, and shamans to prophesy is contained in this very special Bear energy. In India, the cave symbolizes the cave of Brahma. Brahma's cave is considered to be the pineal gland that sits in the center of the 4 lobes of the brain. If one were to imagine an overview of the head, the top of the head, it would be a circle. So, top of the head, it would be a circle. The south would be the forehead, the north, the back of the skull, the west be the right brain, and the east, the left brain. Bear is the west, the intuitive side, the right brain, to hibernate. Bear travels to the cave, which is the center of the 4 lobes where the pineal gland resides. In the cave, Bear seeks answers while she is dreaming or hibernating. Bear is then reborn in the spring, like the opening of the spring flowers. For eons, all seekers of dreamtime and of visions have walked the path of silence, calming the internal chatter, reaching the place of rites of passage, the channel or pineal gland. From the cave of Bear, you find the pathway of the dream lodge and the other levels of imagination or consciousness. In choosing Bear, the power of knowing has invited you to enter the silence and become acquainted with the dream lodge so that your goals may become concrete realities. This is the strength of Bear. I like it. I think that's really, really great medicine. And really, it's warning. We could be westing and bringing in upon our deaths. You know, if we made every decision like our life depends on it, because it does. And so it's, letting us know that we need to go inside, find that introspection. We have the power that is bringing about our self-esteem with the moose, that masculine energy, the grandfather energy, and then, man, it's cleared my throat, and the power of the mountain lion. What great stuff. All of those totem animals are beautiful tonight. Totally agree, Patty. So I'm going to drink some water, and let's get some meditation going and meditate and invite these animals into our space. And I love you guys. So I'm going to drink some water, set my intentions with it. And I want to say thank you again for being here, and definitely like and subscribe to this channel, and we can bring about the growth and the change and raise the consciousness of the world together. It is awesome. Very, very awesome. So with that, find a place that you can be seated or lying down. And take a breath in through your nose. And exhale out through your nose. Breathe in and out through your nose. Easily, softly. And with each breath, try and get it deeper, deeper into the belly. And exhale. Very good. And with this next breath, imagine you're breathing in the crystalline light of the void, the healing crystalline light of all possibilities and positive energy. Breathing it in and exhaling any dense negative energy. Breathe in the light of the void and exhale the dense energy. Breathe in the crystalline light, and with the exhale, exhale it out through the bottoms of your feet, out into the earth. Very good. And now in your space, in your mind's eye, draw a triangle above your head. And then take the corners of the points of that triangle and connect it below your feet, below you. And then take another triangle and place this below you. And connect the points of that triangle above your head, so that you're sitting inside your Merkaba, inside your safe place. And breathe in the crystalline light. And breathe out the crystalline light. Breathe in the love. And breathe out the love into your space. And now we call in the mountain lion to bring about its energy of leadership to our space. Mountain lion, O kingly leader of sleek feline form, touch my heart with courage, then sound the alarm, that I may lead with foresight, assurance bright and true, to carry on the spirit of the strength I see in you. Very good. Now see the mountain lion and take the wiring system that is connected to your crown of your head. You have a set of wiring system. It looks like a helix, like your DNA. Connect it to the heart of that lion and breathe her power in. And breathe it down through your crown and down through your mind. Down through that third eye, down through your throat, and breathe her down into your heart and into this space. Very good. Thank you for being here. And now we call another into this space, the power of the moose to bring out the self-esteem. Moose, help me to honor the gifts I can give and recognize my worthiness long as I live. And take more of your helixing wires and from your crown and connect it. Connect your DNA to the heart of the moose, the strength of the grandfather in you. Breathe him in. You breathe him down through your crown into your mind. And down to your throats, and down into your heart, and breathe in the love of the moose, and the self-esteem and assurance that he sees in you. You are love. You are grand. You are great. You are already your higher self. So be there. Be that in this space, you beautiful being that's you. The light that emanates from you. Breathe it in and breathe it out into your space. Very good. And now we call in the power of another. The power of the bear. The power of introspection. Bear, invite me into the cave where silence surrounds the answers you gave. See the bear and connect more of the wires of your DNA to the heart of the bear. Connect your helix and breathe it in. The love of the bear. And down through your crown and into your mind. And here in this space, he will bring about the answers for you. Where it resides. And while I play the music, the power of the animals, breathe in their love and send the energy down through yourself, down through your chakra system, and down and root it to the earth, and breathe their power back in. Circle the energy out and in while I play for you. Very beautiful, you guys. Can you feel the love permeating this space? I know I can. Breathe it in and breathe it out. And take your right hand and place it over your heart. and give yourself the love that you have now built. Very good. And take your left hand and place it over that one, over your heart, over your giving hand, and receive back that love within your space. And breathe it in as much and deep as you can go. And breathe it out as far as you can possibly imagine, out into your reality, out into your space, out into the universe. And breathe it back into you. Very good. I can feel the love, your love and mine, entangling within this space. I love you. Tell yourself, remind yourself, I love you, I forgive you, I love you. Very good. Now take a moment with one last breath. Let's wrap our arms around each other in embrace. A giant embrace, and fill it with the chemicals within our space, within our vessels. Fill it with as much oxytocin, which is the love hormone, and hold this for 20 seconds at least. And release it and breathe it in. I love you guys. I am so grateful that you went on this journey with me today and this week. I'm so grateful for you. Very good. Oh man, I feel so different and I feel so good. Open your eyes whenever you're ready if you haven't. And sense the space around you and the love that you chose to build. How awesome are you? And I see you and I love you. Please like and share this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's grow and see how much love we can encapsulate within this space and inside this world and universe that we all live in together, and spread it across the world as we do. Thank you for being here. I love you so much. I will look forward to seeing you next week and hopefully sooner with that on the Facebook platform. Please reach out if you need any help. I'm here. I love you and I care. We'll see you soon.